When the facts bend reality, this is beyond plausible.
In the animal world, intelligence has evolved in unique ways across many different species. We often consider primates to be at the top in intelligence due to their ability to use tools like branches and stones to obtain food. Especially their ability to recognize themselves in a mirror. Killer whales are also among the highly intelligent creatures, particularly with their unique language skills and their coordinated hunting techniques among individuals. Anyone who has raised a dog is amazed by their emotional intelligence and ability to communicate with humans. Intelligence also thrives in mammalian carnivores that live in packs with tight social bonds. But if we survey the entire animal kingdom, one of the smartest species might be an unexpected one, not a mammal at all, but a scavenging bird, the crow. They are playful and extremely intelligent, knowing how to use tools to find food and solve complex problems. They even place hard nuts on the road for cars to crack, then wait for the pedestrian light to turn green before going down to pick them up and eat. Crows also have the ability to remember human faces for years, and can hold grudges against those who treat them rudely. Another special ability of this species is mimicking certain sounds. And scientists have discovered that their problem-solving skills can rival those of 7-year-old children. Why are crows so intelligent? And why do we measure their intelligence? Is bird intelligence similar to mammals, or is there something different? The crow family includes species like crows, ravens, jays, magpies, and nutcrackers. The level of intelligence also varies among species within the crow family, but it seems New Caledonian crows are the smartest among them. Their intelligence compared to other crows is similar to ours compared to other primates. In 2014, an experiment was conducted where crows were given multiple tubes containing water and sand. Each tube had a floating piece of food that their beaks couldn't reach. When choosing between water and sand tubes, the clever crows knew to drop stones into the water tube to raise the water level, helping them access the food and ignoring the sand tube. In the next test, when presented with water tubes and objects of different sizes and weights, crows knew to choose heavier objects to drop into the tube to get the prey. When given 2 tubes with different water levels, they also knew to drop objects into the tube with higher water level to get the prey faster. These tests demonstrate crows' problem-solving and tool-using abilities. Scientists believe their level and skill in problem-solving to complete this task are equivalent to 5 to 7-year-old children. However, in 2 more difficult tasks, crows didn't perform as well. For example, understanding the difference between wide and narrow tubes, or a counterintuitive task where the tube with the reward was connected to another tube through a hidden bend. The crows didn't seem to fully grasp this. When compared in tests with normal children, only children around 8 years old could solve such tests. Besides using tools, New Caledonian crows can also create tools. Even, these aren't just simple tools but complex ones with multiple parts. When given objects too short to retrieve food from a box, the crows knew to combine tools by inserting one rod into the hollow end of another, creating a tool long enough to reach the food. Crows can combine 3 to 4 items, forming complex tool systems, something previously only observed in some great apes in captivity. Now, researchers believe crows may be better than we thought at planning for the future. The ability to perform current actions for long-term benefits isn't something most animal species can do. Delaying short-term benefits and planning for the long term are advanced skills that even normal children may not master. Even many adults are like that. It requires memory of the past and foresight for future events. And it's surprising that crows actually possess this ability. In a study published in 2020, New Caledonian crows were first shown one of 3 puzzle boxes they already knew how to open. Each box required a specific tool. Then they were taken out of the testing area for 5 minutes. There were 5 corresponding tools for each box and 2 useless objects as distractions. After selecting an object and waiting 10 minutes, they were allowed to return to the testing area. Researchers found that the birds not only chose the right tool to open the puzzle box but also remembered to bring the tool into the testing area. In another similar experiment, but this time the crows were choosing from a range of items, including unlocking tools, distracting objects, and immediately edible food. But this food portion was less appealing than the reward in the locked box. Surprisingly, most crows in the test took the risk. They ignored the food and chose the tool to unlock the box with the better reward. This seems easy for them, but humans only develop this ability at age 5. And it takes many more years for this ability to be perfected. These thinking skills certainly make crows different from other animals. Their actions and abilities resemble those of the most intelligent primates. So how can this bird compete in intelligence with primates? Although crows may have equivalent intelligence, the brain structure of primates is completely different from birds and mammals. Everything branched out and developed differently on the evolutionary tree from 320 million years ago. And since then, their brains have become completely different, making scientists wonder exactly why crows are so intelligent. In vertebrates, the pallium is the gray and white matter covering the brain. Before the evolutionary branching, both birds and mammals developed a large pallium layer. However, after their lineages split, the mammalian pallium evolved into a multi-layered structure called the cerebral cortex. This is the most complex structure of the mammalian brain. Each layer contains nerve fibers running horizontally and vertically to process and transmit information. It's where many important brain functions are performed, including learning, memory, sensory perception, and conceptual thinking. Birds don't have a cerebral cortex, but a study published in 2020 found that the fiber-like structures in a bird's pallium circuit are organized very similarly to the primitive cerebral cortex of mammals, with fibers running both horizontally and vertically. The study authors believe that explains the origin of bird intelligence. Another reason, initially they were thought incapable of high intelligence due to their small brain size. But in reality, size isn't the only factor determining intelligence. Structure is the important issue. Their brain-to-body size ratio is relatively large. In mammals, species with this large ratio are humans and dolphins. In birds, it's parrots and crows. According to scientists' understanding of the brain, they believe not just brain size, but brain size relative to body size is what matters. Another important factor assessing animal intelligence is neuron density. This is because neurons are tightly packed, leading to better communication between them. Birds have very high neuron density. In a 2016 study, scientists measured the number of neurons in various bird and primate species. They found that some birds like crows have neuron densities twice that of primates with similarly sized brains and nearly equal to large primates. While these findings tell us why crows are so intelligent, they lead to the question of why most birds developed fewer neurons and less capability, but crows evolved differently. One hypothesis suggests it relates to how they're raised differently from other species. Crow species spend more time caring for their young. New Caledonian crows are cared for by their parents until they're 2 years old. During this time, they have many opportunities to be exposed to guidance, tool making, and tool use. The young have opportunities to use tools themselves throughout the nurturing period. This long process allows skills to be passed through generations, from parents to offspring. Families of many crow species often stay closely bonded with their young, even assisting each other in protecting new nests. However, outside of family groups, adult crows do not have special social bonds during breeding and raising offspring. Caledonian crows typically pair up when breeding, but there is little interaction between adults in reality. Other crow species often forage and roost in large flocks, cooperating against enemies, but lack complex social hierarchies. This seems to contradict the social intelligence hypothesis, a leading theory on intelligence. For example, chimpanzees live in large and complex social groups, interacting with many individuals beyond their family and having diverse relationships. Wolves and killer whales also have complex social relationships, requiring significant brain capacity for social intelligence. If the most intelligent adult crows do not live in complex social groups, why did they develop similar intelligence? Adult crows rarely live in broad social groups, but young crows often live in large flocks before adulthood. Some individuals form friend groups, engaging in activities like bullying and fighting. During these stressful youthful years, crows form many relationships that need monitoring, some requiring social intelligence to interact with other species. Outside Yellowstone National Park, some crows were observed interacting with wolves, especially wolf pups, as they played together. Crows tease and entice wolf pups to jump and play with sticks, sometimes pulling their tails, leading scientists to believe they form cross-species relationships. These special relationships may even develop, helping crows easily obtain food from carcasses killed by wolves. Crows' tendency to interact with other species makes some wonder how we could cooperate with them. One proposed idea is training crows and other birds to pick up cigarette butts or trash in parks. Some companies are developing automated devices to train birds and reward them for disposing of litter properly. An amusement park in France has implemented a similar activity, training 6 crows to pick up trash 4 days a week under supervision. This seems like we are exploiting the diligence and intelligence of crows by making them do work we should be doing ourselves. If possible, pay attention to these small, intelligent animals, as they may help us uncover many natural secrets hidden behind their brains. What do you think about the unique intelligence of crows? Leave your opinion in the comments section.
Curious? Subscribe and step through the next anomaly.